Tonight, as we come on the air in the West, we have breaking news here. The dramatic images moments ago, Elon Musk's SpaceX and the test flight of its Starship rocket, losing contact and the rocket breaking up minutes into the test flight, and you'll see it. Also, President Trump's tariff whiplash now saying there will be a temporary pause after the Dow dropped another 400 points today, and the dangerous winds moving in tonight. The breaking images coming in now, that test flight of the Starship rocket, mission control losing contact minutes into the test flight. Then the rocket seen breaking into pieces, no one on board. But what happened here? Also tonight, on again, off again this evening, what President Trump is now saying about his 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. After wild swings in the stock market this week, dropping more than 400 points today alone, the plunge even after the president said he would do a temporary pause, but that the tariffs are coming. Also tonight, the dangerous winds. There are high wind alerts as we come on the air. Georgia up through New York and right into New England. Lee Goldberg standing by with the forecast. Tonight, for the first time, we hear from Pope Francis tonight. The Pope recording his first public message playing in St. Peter's Square. You will hear it, his voice tonight, and why people who had gathered in the square were so moved. Back in the U.S., the deadly crash of that medical jet in Philadelphia, in the air for only a minute. 7 people killed, including an 11-year-old girl. Whit Johnson tonight and what we've now learned about that plane. There is news breaking as we come on tonight in the Idaho College murders case. The text messages now newly released, the survivors desperately trying to reach the victims, and the 911 call from the home. Tonight, the stunning military accident, 2 fighter jets mistakenly bombing a village during a military training exercise. Back home tonight, Dolly Parton's heartfelt message this evening to family, friends, and so many fans across this country. What she's saying now about her late husband, Carl Dean, and about the outpouring of support.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and we begin tonight with several breaking stories. The dangerous winds moving into the east, Georgia right up through Washington, D.C., New York to Boston tonight, gusts up to 50 miles per hour. So Lee Goldberg is standing by. But we begin tonight with President Trump's tariff whiplash. In a major reversal in the trade war he ignited with Mexico and Canada, he now says he'll pause many of his tariffs for another month. Even with that news that he'll put it on hold, the Dow dropping again more than 400 points today. The president just 2 days after imposing those 25% tariffs on imports from America's closest neighbors, saying he will suspend most of those tariffs until April 2nd, of course, less than a month from now. There have been wild swings this week in the market, the Dow falling 427 points today, the 3rd day of losses this week. Tonight, the president insisting his reversal on tariffs has nothing to do with the markets. ABC's Rachel Scott leading us off at the White House.
Tonight, a stunning reversal by the White House after a roller coaster week on Wall Street. President Trump putting a pause on many of his 25% tariffs on goods from Canada and Mexico. Still, the Dow dropping more than 400 points. Investors anxious about the turmoil Trump's tariffs have created. The president, who has famously watched the markets, insisting they played no role in his decision.
No, nothing to do with the market. I'm not even looking at the market.
Trump saying he agreed to pause the tariffs as a, quote, accommodation and out of respect for Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum.
And I spoke to the president of Mexico, wonderful woman, today, and we helped them out with the problem they were having to do with the tariffs, short-term tariffs.
But he made it clear this was only going to be a short-term pause, just until April 2nd. Economists warn that tariffs are paid by American businesses, and they pass the cost along to consumers by raising prices. And Trump himself acknowledges prices could rise.
There'll always be a little short-term interruption. I don't think it's going to be big, but the countries and companies that have been ripping us aren't particularly happy with what I'm doing. But the United States will be very happy. And, you know, our farmers are going to be very happy.